Hi guys, and welcome to another podcast with Martin and Alex from the SCI. We really hope you enjoy listening to these podcasts as much as we do recording them. So today we're going to talk about saturated fats, and we're going to try and dispel some myths for you there. We're also going to talk about a benefit to strength training for females and why fibre is important in your diet.
Okay, so starting off then, saturated fat. Okay, so saturated fats, contrary to common belief, play a key role in cardiovascular health. The addition of saturated fat to the diet reduces the levels of a substance called lipoprotein. That correlates strongly with the risk of heart disease. Research has shown that when women diet, those eating the greatest percentage of the total fat in their diets as saturated fat, believe it or not, lose the most weight.
Okay, did you know saturated fat is required for calcium to be effectively incorporated into bone? According to one of the foremost research experts in the dietary fats in human health, Dr. Mary Enig, there's a case to be made for having as much as 50% of the fats in your diet as saturated fats for this very reason.
Right, so saturated fat has also been shown to protect the liver from alcohol and some medications, including acetaminophen and other drugs commonly used for pain and arthritis.
Now on to the lungs. So for proper function, the air spaces of the lungs have to be coated with a thin layer of lung surfactant. The fat content of lung surfactant is 100% saturated fatty acids. Replacement of these critical fats by other types of fat makes faulty surfactant and potentially causes breathing difficulties.
Right, number 5, a healthy brain. Okay, so the majority of the fatty acids in the brain are actually saturated. A diet that skimps on healthy saturated fats robs your brain of raw materials it needs to function optimally.
Okay, on to nerve signalling. This is quite a broad subject, but in summary, there are certain saturated fats, those found in things like butter and coconut oil and palm oil, that function directly as signalling messengers that influence our metabolism, including some really important jobs like the appropriate release of insulin when we consume carbohydrates.
So the types of saturated fat found in butter and coconut oil play key roles in immune health. Loss of sufficient saturated fatty acids in white blood cells hampers their ability to recognise and destroy foreign invaders, such as viruses, bacteria and fungi.
Okay then guys, so just to reiterate, the belief that saturated fat will increase your risk of heart disease and heart attacks is simply another myth that has been harming your health for the last 30 or 40 years. These are just a handful of the benefits and roles of saturated fat. It also plays a massive part in the regulation of our hormones, including our sex hormones. For more information, you can get in touch with Martin or myself at the SCI for a nutritional consultation. Okay, just a quick word on the benefits of strength training for females. With the majority of our female clients and members, the goal is often to improve their muscle tone and reduce their body fat levels. Obviously, we know how beneficial weight training can be for improved body composition. Through correct application of resistance training, we can fire up more components of the existing muscle tissue, which will lead to that sought-after toned look. Women shouldn't be afraid of turning into the Hulk from weight training. Physiologically, it is an impossibility. They do not produce the necessary hormones required to build large amounts of muscle tissue. Clients and members of the SCI have found that through weight training, when paired with a personalised nutrition protocol, they have an improved sense of well-being, less aches and pains, more confidence and a more toned appearance.
So if you haven't already, then start introducing some weight training into your workout and I'm sure you will reap the benefits. So last up on today's podcast is fibre. So fibre is important to the body for lots of different reasons, but one of the main reasons is because of its thermogenic effect. It has almost the same thermogenic effect as protein, with about 30% of the calories ingested being burnt just through digestion.
Okay, so just to give you an example, if we have somebody eating 200 grams of carbohydrates with 10 grams of fibre per day versus somebody eating 200 grams of carbohydrates but with 40 grams of fibre per day, it's not going to be the same thing metabolically due to the difference in thermogenesis.
So consuming fibre with high glycemic carbs tends to significantly blunt the glycemic response. Okay, having said that, please remember that over-consuming fibre will lead to its own problems, so please don't think that the more fibre you have, the more weight you're going to lose. So a good amount of fibre for women to try and hit each day would be around 25 grams, and then for men, about 35 grams.
So when fibre moves through the stomach and the intestines, it's absorbing a lot more than just water. It also picks up fats and bile salts, and it shuttles them out of the body rather than letting them travel into the bloodstream. What this does is it prevents these harmful particles from becoming cholesterol. Lower blood cholesterol means a healthier heart and cardiovascular system.
Clinical studies have overwhelmingly shown that dietary fibre lowers blood cholesterol, consequently cardiovascular health is then improved. So that's the end of this month's podcast. We hope it's been helpful. Please remember to keep your questions coming in, and we'll see you next month.